shouldn't have ever existed. Good. Yeah, because you could just go anywhere. It didn't make sense. PvP bonuses. Keep Elder Scrolls and Emperorship bonuses. Passive buffs will apply only in PvP spaces. Okay, good. It's fine. Never needed to apply outside of PvP. Why should it? Exchange will effectively do. Yeah. Buff servers. Gotcha. Emperor buff skill line. Former Emperor buffs are being removed from the game. This new system, you only get Emperor buffs while your character is actively Emperor. Also, you will be granted the Emperor's skill line and abilities upon earning Emperorship, without the need to spend ability points. I'm glad they did that. I had to literally keep 5 skill points on hand for when I got Emperor, and I already invested them, and they're still in there. Yeah, all players that have spent points on the Emperor's skill line will be refunded those skill points. Thanks, ESO. Thank you. Oh my god, dude. No. How hard is it to get a game that gives you a system? It's an MMO. I apologize for ranting and complaining like this. But this is my reaction. You guys watch the stream for my reactions. I didn't think it was in PvP. How do you get a game that says this is the game? Go play it, and then players get the joy of learning the system and saying, oh, this is what is good. And then they work towards it and they get it without the game saying, no. The players that thought about it and found what was good and got what is good, well, it turns out they're good. And other people that are bad because they didn't do what the game allowed don't like the fact that they got that, so now it's gone. How do you get a game that stops taking that stuff away? Can't they just build a system and say, let's do this? What, I'll play RuneScape or something. That never changes. Oh my god. Alright, thanks. I'm done reading that. I'm gonna close it so I can read chat again. Elder Scrolls, why? Why Elder Scrolls? I was such a huge supporter of you for so long. Elder Scrolls, why? Oh no. Often, honestly, I've been playing every other week. Right? I know, man. Wow. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Oh, man. I am a firework. Welp. I think it's time to quit this game and come to Farm Simulator. Give me an invite. Let's go. So sorry I played. Thanks, X-Tech. I would just like games to stop doing it to me. It's a justified response. I appreciate it. I mean, I imagine many of you have not read my entire gaming compendium because it's irrelevant to most people. They don't care. They want to watch the stream and the entertainment. Let's talk about MechWarrior just for a second. I've been in 3 different online leagues, and I'm going to give you a 6-year story in like a minute. Long story short, first league I was in, we were literally tortured by a superior clan when I was a 12-year-old clan leader. Literally, like, talking down to me. The average clan leader was 30 years old, and I admit I knew nothing. It was a roleplay clan. Everybody there read a dozen or more books to understand what was going on. I had no idea. I went into this league, and with my clan, I took my full alliance and I declared war on them. This is a huge no-no. You can't do this in this roleplay adventure. You're supposed to play out your alliances, your enemies, and you fight these battles. So this one clan hated it. They didn't want me in the council. They talked down to me in our big guild leader meetings. We had these clan councils of 15, 20 people. And they like literally tortured us to the point where we were passing through their space. And it was what, like, we were neutral. They attacked us, right? We had 1 mech. They had 1 mech. I know this doesn't make a lot of sense to people, but there's typically 8 versus 8 battles. You have 8 mechs, and then you go and you fight another 8 mechs. It's a 60-second no respawn event. Lead director didn't know that 1 versus X was possible in PvP. He didn't, huh? He didn't think people got good? That's pretty ridiculous, because this was supposed to be like the PvP game, you know? Of course people get really good and figure out how to win against many people. So these 8 versus 8 battles happen, and you would have to bring like 50, 60 mechs, and you would fight many battles as you would won. Well, they attacked us with 1 mech. And so you would have to then schedule a fight and all this stuff. It was an online league based around an actual Microsoft game. So I was like, you know what? You're going to attack my single mech. I will show up and fight you. I'm going to make you show up. We're scheduling the fight, and I'm going to do this. And I was forced to abandon it. They were like, no, you can't do this. It's against our clan council. It was all just kind of nonsense. So I figured out a way. It took me several months to rearrange everything so that I abandoned every one of our clan planets. And I told this to my top 5 in the clan, and we worked on this really hard. And we had a couple other allies helping us. They didn't think this was a good situation. We were literally being tortured by these people, verbally and every other way. It was nonsense. Well, we reallocated our stuff, and I simultaneously attacked every single one of their territories, so that when an attack happens, the way the automation gets processed, we have to fight their clan. Well, I locked them down so they could only fight me for 180 days. They couldn't fight anybody else for half a year. It was great. I was like, fine, you're gonna give me some problems? Let's do this! And my clan was all on board. We're like, the next half of the year, 6 months, we'll do nothing but fight these enemies that have been horrible to us. And then the league admin was like, nah, I don't think that's a good, no, that's not okay. You can't really do that. You can't do that. Wiped, cleared the entire board. They were like, you can't do it, it's gone. And I was so mad. I was 12 also. I was like, I want to kill you to this person. Which is, you know, arguably, I guess that was not the thing to say. Because then I was banned from the league. And that was the end of World War Online is what that was called. So I got removed from that thing. But like, I set up this great system. Like, they put this thing in place. I found a way to use it. I did it really well. Gone. Bring in the next league. Mech Warrior Leagues. Totally different administrator. Another set of automation and many clans and ladders and things like that. And we fought here for a year and a half. This is kind of interesting because over here, there was a currency called C-bills. So that was like, here it's gold and SWG or SWTOR, it was credits. The currency was C-bills. I figured out a really great investment strategy. And I went to work on it. And let me tell you guys, it was awesome. The interesting thing is they actually had a list of the top richest players in the game. The top 20 richest players. But if your money was invested, it did not show up as on-hand cash, and thus it was only the people that had on-hand cash that were considered the richest. They didn't count your investments. They only counted your current in your pocket, like your cash, basically. So I invested continuously, compounding it, never had anything on hand, and at the end of about a year, I stopped investing. Because you can only invest 100,000 at a time, and the second richest player had 19 million credits. So if you did invest 100,000, you'd have to refresh the page and do all these things. What was it? 10, 19. You'd do it 190 times. I was complaining on the forums. I was like, can you extend, make it more than 100,000 because I have more to invest. It took me hours and hours and hours to invest every week because I had 32 billion credits. C-bills. 32 billion. The second richest player had 19 million. 19 million. What I did was our entire clan fought together, and we fought more matches than we could even schedule, but they gave you some money for forfeiting. So we'd fight continuously. We'd forfeit the ones that were double scheduled, and everybody in the clan would hand me the money, and I would invest it. And while the second richest person had 19 million, the 20th richest person had 1 million, I had 32 billion. And then of course I was going to distribute it back to the clan, we would have our mechs, and we'd be able to fight together. It was a great strategy. When this hit the forums, guys, this blew up into like a 15-page thread of just, this is insane, right? Because they're about to launch this planetary league, and I had enough to buy the entire universe 500 times over. The league admin reset the entire economy! Entire economy, starting everyone back at zero. At zero. Because I had 3,000 times the second richest player in the game. I'm serious. Why don't you just make a system let us play it and let things happen according to the way people use the system that you made. Why can't you do that? MechWarrior Online, MechWarrior Leagues, Net Battletech, that was the next place we went. That was the highest PvP concentrated league in the whole world. And we ended up being the highest ranked guild there. We were at 77% win ratio, over 600 battles. These were all 1 hour matches, no respawn, 8 vs 8 fashion. And we did really well. Well, again, I mean, you can read the biography and find out more information in the profile, but basically, long story short, this one took me a year and a half, right? I told you the whole thing was over 6 years. So this one was a year and a half of moving resources. I found an area that did not seem attackable, and thus it was undefended. And after a year and a half of literally moving things around, I got to the place where I could exploit it. And where the best clan ever could take 1 planet every 3 months, we took 3 planets in a week. And we were nowhere near stopping. But, what do you guys think happened? The league admin came in, found that we were attacking these undefended areas, which the other clans chose to not defend because they didn't think anybody would attack them, and they put 800 mechs there. You could only have a maximum of 200. Defended planets had like 50. You put 800 mechs to defend us, against us. They're like, well, if you're really the best, it won't affect you. And then I quit. Quit that game. I was done with their stupid admin interference. I couldn't take it anymore. 3 online leagues in MechWarrior Online. SWG destroyed me with the whole Elder Jedi, you're gone. Combat upgrade was bad enough. I can't believe they're going to remove the former Emperor buffs. It really, it's just a slap in the face, you know? It really is. I love this game. I love the PvP. Man, I can't believe they're doing it. I don't even see the reason. 2% is not going to balance anything, you know? Give us the tiny little breadcrumb of you've spent the time to achieve what we said you can have forever. Give us the 2%. Man. Man, oh man, guys. I always hoped for a fantasy game that had an EVE online system where players run everything. See, that's a real end game for me, you know? Not this endless 3,600 levels to get. End game is once you're done leveling. Once you're done leveling, then it's the community-based system. Oh man. A lot of changes are happening in ESO I don't like and may move on, to be honest. Dude, Wolf, I am too, I think. I really do. Yeah, it's just too much. It's pretty sad, honestly. What is this over here? Okay, cool. Oh, brother. Well, I'm glad I got that out of my system. Feels slightly better. Is it that bad though, Blade? I'm taking it a lot harder than most will. Just because every game I've gone through has done this to me. And also, I spent 5 weeks doing it, dude. I really did. Like, I mean, not at all complaining about this situation, but I was able to retire at the end of 2013 because of my sales progress. And I spent 4 months helping my parents get their house ready to move. And then when ESO came out, I left their house in Pittsburgh, came back to my house in New Jersey, and it took me 5 weeks of playing every day. Like 20 hours basically every day, you know. It was amazing. It was insane. It was difficult. It was, you know, it was to get this. It was to get this permanent stat increase. That's a lot of time that they're just arbitrarily saying you don't have that anymore for no reason, you know. I was awake 37 hours before I finally got Emperor, the day and a half before, because so much had to be done to get the keeps. It's a major challenge. They made the mistake of saying, now there's 5-day campaigns, now there's 7-day campaigns. Every week, it just rolls over and there's new Emperor. So it's the easiest thing in the world for people to, oh, let's all go over here this week. Top player will get it, and then he'll stop playing, next person will get it, next person will get it. It's the system they built, but they're punishing the people that achieve the most, which it does bother me, you know? I'm playing Elite Dangerous and Ark Survival, and you love it, yeah? Well, I'm glad you guys are in this stream, and I'm glad you guys don't just like this game, you like other games, and hopefully you'll be with me when I stream other games. Because I am going to. The 6-string samurai, hey man, level required to craft them, there's no reason you wouldn't have to drink. Has unlocked. I guess you're talking about something else, okay. Potions, I see it, yeah. Bring it up to them, Blade. You are a huge influence on them, in my opinion. You really think so? I mean, I guess they know who I am, in the sense that there have been devs in my channel. They put my one PvP video on their website, Facebook, and Twitter. I tweeted them today that thing I showed you. I was like, SWG did this to Jedi, and it was that Hitler video with the subtitles. And I said, please don't do this to former emperors. Sincerely, Blade Boquest. That's on their Twitter, you know? So that's... Maybe I'll highlight this and give it to them as well. I don't know. But it's definitely unfortunate. The devs aren't listening. And those they are listening to, they're listening to the general public. That's the problem. They listen to the loudest complainers, who are generally the ones that are not paying them, you know? I've not ended my sub since it was free to play. I still like to give them money because I still support the game. But their game isn't what I'm paying for anymore. They're taking it away. I'm paying for a game that says you're going to have permanent stat increases whenever you get to be the best. Oh, man. Important moments that people work really hard for, even though they forgot the first Emperor, which they posted on the website and everything, and that has been thrown away. Important moments that people